Have you ever heard of a place where ships and planes just disappear? A place where compasses stop working and strange things happen? This place is called the Bermuda Triangle. It is one of the world's most famous mysteries. For many years, people have told stories about this strange area in the Atlantic Ocean. It has captured the imagination of millions around the globe. The stories are often scary and full of questions that have no easy answers. We are going to explore this mystery together. We will look at the facts, the stories, and the science behind this legendary part of our world. The Bermuda Triangle is not an official name you will find on most maps. It is a name that people have given to a large area of the ocean. This area is shaped like a triangle. The 3 points of the triangle are in Bermuda, which is a small island, Miami, which is a big city in Florida, USA, and San Juan, the capital city of Puerto Rico. If you draw lines connecting these 3 places on a map, you will see the triangle. This area covers a huge part of the ocean, about 500,000 square miles. It is a very busy area for ships and planes traveling between America, Europe, and the Caribbean islands. So, what makes this part of the ocean so special and so famous? The main reason is the number of strange disappearances that have been reported there. People say that over 50 ships and 20 airplanes have vanished without a trace inside the Bermuda Triangle. These were not small boats or tiny planes. Some were large cargo ships and military aircraft. The stories often say that these vessels disappeared in good weather, without sending any distress calls. It is as if they were there one moment and gone the next. This has led many to believe that something mysterious or supernatural is happening in this part of the world. This essay will take you on a journey through the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. We will look at where the idea came from and how it grew into a worldwide legend. We will explore some of the most famous cases of ships and planes that disappeared. Then, we will examine the scientific ideas that could explain these events, from powerful storms to unusual magnetic fields. We will also touch on the more imaginative theories, like aliens and lost cities. Finally, we will see what modern experts like scientists and the US Coast Guard think about the Bermuda Triangle today. Is it truly a dangerous mystery, or is it just a powerful story? The fame of the Bermuda Triangle comes from one powerful idea. It is a place where things vanish. It is a place where things vanish. The legend says that ships and planes enter this area and are never seen again. This is what makes the Bermuda Triangle so frightening and interesting to people all over the world. The stories are not just about accidents. They are about complete disappearances. Often no wreckage is found. No bodies are recovered. It is as if these massive ships and fast airplanes were simply erased from existence. This idea of a silent, invisible force pulling things from our world is what makes the legend so strong and so scary for many people. What makes the stories even more compelling is the idea that these disappearances happen without warning. Pilots and ship captains are often highly trained professionals. They know how to handle bad weather and equipment problems. Yet, the tales of the Bermuda Triangle often say that everything was normal right before the vanishing. A pilot might radio in to say the weather is clear and everything is fine. And then, just minutes later, all contact is lost forever. This lack of a final message, a last cry for help, adds a deep layer of mystery. It suggests that whatever happened was too fast and too powerful for anyone to react or understand. The legend is also fueled by the variety of vessels that have supposedly disappeared. It is not just one type of ship or plane. The list includes everything from small private yachts to giant oil tankers. It includes single-engine planes and large military bombers. This wide range of victims makes the threat seem universal. It suggests that no one is safe, no matter how big their ship is or how advanced their technology is. The story of the Bermuda Triangle suggests that a mysterious power in this region does not care about human skill or engineering. It can take anyone or anything it chooses at any time. Finally, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle grows because it taps into a basic human fear of the unknown. The ocean is already a vast and mysterious place. Most of it is unexplored, and we know very little about what lies in its deepest parts. The Bermuda Triangle takes this natural fear and gives it a specific location. It becomes a focal point for all our anxieties about the vast empty sea. The stories give us a name for this fear. They tell us that there is a place on Earth where the rules of science and logic might not apply, a place where mystery rules. This is why the legend continues to capture our imagination so powerfully. The mystery of the Bermuda Triangle did not appear overnight. It was built over many years, piece by piece. The first person to write about strange disappearances in this area was an author named Vincent Gaddis. In 1964, he wrote an article for a magazine called Argosy. He called the area the Deadly Bermuda Triangle. In his article, he connected several different ship and plane disappearances that had happened over the years. He suggested that these were not just separate accidents. He believed they were all part of a bigger, stranger pattern happening in that specific part of the ocean. This was the first time the name Bermuda Triangle was used. Before Vincent Gaddis, other writers had mentioned some of the strange events. For example, in 1950, a journalist named Edward Van Winkle Jones wrote an article about several ships and planes that had gone missing off the coast of Florida. He called the area a limbo of the lost. Another writer, George Sand, wrote about the disappearance of a group of military planes in 1952. But it was Gaddis who put all the pieces together under one catchy name. His article was very popular and people started talking about this mysterious triangle. The name was easy to remember, and the idea of a deadly, mysterious place was very exciting. The idea became even more famous in 1974. A man named Charles Berlitz wrote a book called The Bermuda Triangle. This book became a huge bestseller, selling millions of copies all over the world. Berlitz was a very good storyteller. He collected many stories of disappearances, some true and some not so true. He presented them in a very dramatic and mysterious way. He suggested that strange forces, maybe even aliens or energy from the lost city of Atlantis, were responsible for the vanishings. His book turned the Bermuda Triangle from a magazine story into a global phenomenon. Everyone was talking about it. So, the mystery was born from a combination of real events and creative storytelling. Writers like Gaddis and Berlitz took a series of unconnected tragedies and wove them into a single, compelling legend. They found a pattern where others had only seen individual accidents. They gave the public a name and a story that was easy to understand and exciting to think about. The media, including magazines, books, and later television shows, loved the story and helped spread it everywhere. This is how a specific patch of the Atlantic Ocean became known to the world as a place of deep and dark mystery. One of the most famous stories is about Flight 19. This happened on December 5, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy bomber planes took off from a base in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They were on a routine training mission. There were 14 men on these planes. The weather was good when they left, but a few hours into the flight, the leader of the group, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reported that his compasses were not working. He became lost and confused. The radio messages that came back to the base were strange. The pilot sounded disoriented. Eventually, all radio contact was lost. The 5 planes and the 14 men were never seen or heard from again. The story of Flight 19 gets even stranger. After the planes disappeared, the Navy sent out a search and rescue plane to look for them. This was a large seaplane called a Martin Mariner. It had a crew of 13 men. This rescue plane also disappeared. It took off, sent one routine radio message, and then went silent. A ship sailing in the area later reported seeing a large explosion in the sky around the time the Martin Mariner would have been there. Many believed the plane exploded in midair, but no wreckage of the rescue plane or of the 5 bombers it was searching for was ever found. In one day, 6 planes and 27 men vanished. Another famous case is the USS Cyclops. This was a very large U.S. Navy cargo ship. It was over 540 feet long. In March 1918, during World War I, the ship was sailing from Brazil to Baltimore in the United States. It had 306 people on board, including crew and passengers. The ship made a stop at the island of Barbados and then set sail for its final destination. It was never seen again. The ship did not send out any distress signal. The weather was good. A massive search was launched, but no trace of the giant ship or any of the people on board was ever found. It was the single largest loss of life for the U.S. Navy not involving combat. A more recent story is that of the SS El Faro. This was a large American cargo ship. On September 29, 2015, it left Jacksonville, Florida, heading to Puerto Rico. It sailed directly into the path of Hurricane Joaquin, a very powerful storm. The captain believed he could sail around the worst of the weather, but the ship lost engine power and was trapped in the middle of the hurricane's massive waves and strong winds. The crew sent a distress signal, reporting that the ship was taking on water. Then, all communication stopped. The ship and its 33 crew members were lost. Eventually, searchers found the ship's wreckage deep on the ocean floor, but the mystery of its final moments remains. Scientists have looked at the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle and, well, they've offered several natural explanations. They believe that there really isn't a single strange force at work here. Instead, they think that, a combination of different normal things could explain the disappearances. One of the most important explanations is the weather. The Bermuda Triangle is in an area that's known for very sudden and violent storms. Hurricanes and tropical storms can form really quickly in this warm water. A small storm can grow into a massive, powerful force in just a few hours. So a ship or plane that starts its journey in clear weather could easily be caught in a deadly storm without much warning. Another scientific idea involves the Gulf Stream. This is a very powerful ocean current that flows right through the Bermuda Triangle. It's kind of like a massive river inside the ocean, and it moves really fast at about 5 or 6 miles per hour. This current is so strong that it can quickly carry away any wreckage from a crashed plane or a sunken ship. If a plane crashes into the water, the Gulf Stream could scatter the debris over a huge area in a very short time. That would make it extremely difficult for search parties to find any trace of the accident, making it seem as if the vessel just vanished into thin air. Some people have talked about strange magnetic problems in the area. It's true that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where a compass points to true north instead of magnetic north. This is a known and predictable phenomenon called magnetic declination. Navigators have known about this for centuries and have charts to correct for it. However, some believe that there might be other, more powerful magnetic anomalies in the area. These could be caused by large deposits of magnetic rock on the ocean floor. A sudden, strong magnetic field could confuse compasses and other electronic navigation equipment, causing a pilot or captain to become hopelessly lost. A more unusual scientific theory involves large bubbles of methane gas. Scientists know that there are huge amounts of frozen methane gas trapped under the seabed in many parts of the world, including the Bermuda Triangle. Sometimes this gas can be released in a massive burst. If a huge bubble of methane gas erupted from the ocean floor, it would dramatically lower the density of the water above it. A ship sailing over this area would suddenly lose its buoyancy and could sink very quickly, without any warning. If the gas reached the air, it could also be ignited by a spark from a plane's engine, causing an explosion. When scientific explanations do not seem exciting enough, people often turn to more imaginative ideas. The Bermuda Triangle has inspired some of the wildest and most creative theories of all. One of the most popular paranormal theories is that aliens from outer space are involved. According to this idea, extraterrestrials have an underwater base in the Bermuda Triangle. They're responsible for capturing ships and planes. Perhaps they are studying humans and our technology. Or maybe the area is some kind of portal or gateway that they use to travel to and from their home planet. People who believe this often point to UFO sightings reported in the area. Another popular theory is connected to the lost city of Atlantis. According to the ancient legend, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization that sank into the ocean thousands of years ago. Some people believe that Atlantis was located in the area we now call the Bermuda Triangle. The theory suggests that the energy crystals that once powered the city of Atlantis are still active on the ocean floor. These crystals might sometimes release powerful beams of energy that can destroy ships and planes or send them to another dimension. This idea mixes history, myth, and science fiction into one exciting story. Time travel and portals to other dimensions are also common themes in the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. This theory suggests that the triangle is not a place of destruction, but a gateway. It is a place where the fabric of space and time is thin. Ships and planes that disappear are not destroyed. They are transported to another time period or to a parallel universe. This idea is popular because it offers a less tragic explanation. Instead of the crews dying, they are simply lost in another world. Some stories even claim that ships from the past have been seen sailing in the triangle, adding to the idea of a time warp. It is very important to remember that there is no scientific proof for any of these paranormal theories. There is no evidence of alien bases, Atlantean crystals, or time portals. These ideas come from fiction, speculation, and our love for a good story. They are fun to think about, and they make the mystery even more exciting. But they are not based on facts or scientific study. While they have made the legend of the Bermuda Triangle much more famous, they move the conversation away from the real, natural events that likely explain what has happened in this part of the ocean. When you ask scientists and official organizations about the Bermuda Triangle, you get a very clear answer. Groups like the United States Coast Guard, the United States Navy, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, do not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a real place of specific danger. They say that the number of ships and planes that have been lost in this area is not unusual. The Bermuda Triangle is a very busy area with a lot of traffic. It also has very challenging weather, including many hurricanes. So it is normal that some accidents would happen there, just as they do in other busy parts of the ocean. The United States Coast Guard has been very direct about its position. They have responded to many questions about the Bermuda Triangle over the years. In their official statements, they say that after reviewing many of the disappearances, they have not found anything that cannot be explained. They point out that in most cases, the accidents were caused by a combination of bad weather and human error. They also note that many of the stories have been greatly exaggerated over time. Small incidents have been turned into great mysteries by writers and television producers looking for an exciting story to tell the public. Furthermore, scientific investigation has shown that many of the claims made about the Bermuda Triangle are simply not true. For example, some of the ships and planes that were reported as disappeared in calm weather actually went missing during major storms. In other cases, the ships were not even in the Bermuda Triangle when they were lost. Researchers who have gone back to look at the original records, like ship logs and weather reports, have found that the real story is often much less mysterious than the legend. The legend often leaves out important facts to make the story sound more strange and unexplainable. So, the modern scientific consensus is that the Bermuda Triangle is a myth. It is a product of imagination, storytelling, and misinformation. The ocean is a dangerous place, and accidents do happen, especially in areas with heavy traffic and unpredictable weather like this one. But there is no evidence to suggest that this particular patch of the Atlantic is any more dangerous or mysterious than any other. Experts agree that the real mystery is not why so many vessels have disappeared, but why the legend of the Bermuda Triangle has become so popular and has lasted for so long. If scientists and officials say the Bermuda Triangle is a myth, why is it still so famous? One of the biggest reasons is that people love a good mystery. We are naturally curious creatures. We enjoy stories that have no easy answers, stories that make us wonder, what if? The Bermuda Triangle provides a perfect mystery. It has all the right ingredients: lost treasures, sudden disappearances, and a touch of the unknown. It is more exciting to imagine a paranormal force at work than it is to think about a simple storm or a mechanical failure. The mystery itself is more entertaining than the logical explanation. The media has played a huge role in keeping the legend alive. From the very beginning, with Vincent Gaddis's article and Charles Berlitz's book, the story of the Bermuda Triangle has been a media favorite. Countless television shows, documentaries, movies, and websites have been made about it. These productions often focus on the scariest and most mysterious parts of the stories. They interview people who believe in paranormal explanations and show dramatic reenactments. This constant exposure keeps the legend in the public mind and introduces it to new generations, ensuring that the story never really goes away. There is also a psychological reason why we are drawn to such stories. Believing in a mystery like the Bermuda Triangle can sometimes be comforting. It suggests that there is more to the world than what we can see and measure. It opens up the possibility of magic, adventure, and the supernatural. In a world that is increasingly explained by science, a place like the Bermuda Triangle can feel like one of the last true frontiers of the unknown. It allows us to believe, even just for a little while, that our world still holds deep and powerful secrets that are waiting to be discovered. Finally, the legend endures because it is difficult to completely disprove. You cannot prove that something does not exist. While scientists can explain most of the disappearances, there will always be some details that remain unknown because the evidence is lost at the bottom of the sea. This little bit of uncertainty leaves the door open for speculation. As long as there is a small gap in the explanation, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle can live inside it. It is a powerful story that has become a part of our modern folklore, a tale of the sea that continues to fascinate and frighten us. The story of the Bermuda Triangle is a fascinating mix of fact, fiction, and fear. While the legend speaks of mysterious forces and paranormal events, the reality is likely much simpler. The ocean has always been a powerful and sometimes dangerous place for humans to explore. As we have seen, there are many logical reasons why ships and planes can be lost at sea. It is important to separate the exciting stories from the scientific facts. To help remember the main points, here is a short summary of the key facts about the Bermuda Triangle that we have discussed in this essay. First, the location. The Bermuda Triangle is an unofficial area in the western North Atlantic Ocean. Its three corners are generally considered to be Bermuda, Miami in Florida, and San Juan in Puerto Rico. Second, the legend. It is famous for a supposedly high number of ships and airplanes that have disappeared there under mysterious circumstances, often without leaving any wreckage or sending distress calls. Third, the origin of the name. The name Bermuda Triangle was first used by writer Vincent Gaddis in a magazine article in 1964. The legend became world famous with Charles Berlitz's best-selling book in 1974. Fourth, scientific explanations. Experts believe the disappearances can be explained by natural causes. These include sudden and violent weather like hurricanes, the powerful Gulf Stream current that scatters wreckage, human error, and equipment failure. Fifth, no official recognition. Government agencies like the United States Coast Guard and scientific bodies like NOAA do not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a unique hazard. They state that the number of accidents in the area is not unusually high given the amount of traffic and weather patterns. Sixth, paranormal theories. Many non-scientific theories exist, including aliens, energy from the lost city of Atlantis, and time warps. There is no evidence to support any of these imaginative ideas. Seventh, the role of media. The legend's popularity is largely due to exciting books, television shows, and movies that often exaggerate the mystery and ignore scientific explanations. And finally, the enduring appeal. The mystery remains popular because people are fascinated by the unknown, love a good story, and the idea of a mysterious place on Earth is very compelling.
Ready for a history adventure? Join our community. Subscribe to World History, smash that like, share with friends, and drop your thoughts below. Let's make history together. See you in the comments.